Hello people, it's Power here to review the Doubutsu Zyuohger the movie, Doki Doki Circus Panic. I think that's the movie. I don't know why that's the only one I remember clearly. But, anyways, DX Cube Condor. So, obviously this is our movie exclusive mech for the year. And, this is what it comes with. So, obviously we got Cube Condor itself. And the Condor Sword, I believe it's called. I don't know what it's called. Taking a look at this, it's obviously has the Condor head for the sake of the Condor. And the head for our combination. It's a slight remold or retool of the King Sword. Obviously, it's a lot shorter. Interestingly, so like I understand for the length of the Condor, but I really don't want to say, like, I want to say this is like an entirely new piece and not like a remold, because if it was a remold it would have been the same length. Anyways, here's the main thing. Cube Condor, as you can not tell, this is actually a remold of Cube Gorilla. Surprisingly, it's obvious from the hands and transformation, but just this section heavily is remolded or retooled because obviously it no longer has the gorilla head anymore. Just essentially they replaced this entire section with this, and they tried to make this up as Condor feet, which is interesting. So transforming this into its animal mode, just similar, or it's not similar, but you're actually going to start like how you would transform Cube Gorilla. However, you're going to flip these out right away. Then take the Condor Sword and slide it through. And now we have Cube Condor, which I can't, actually I can. Comparing this to Eagle. What the heck is up with my spring anyways? So, obviously comparing this to Eagle, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a counterpart to Eagle. Yeah, I think this works a lot better. Just, you know, it's interesting that they decided to use this part for the neck, or for, you know, the face of the Condor. You know, this works as wings. Yeah, you got the hands there, but honestly, like, I think this just works a lot better, surprisingly, than Eagle. I think that's kind of why they decided to retool Gorilla more than Eagle, because Eagle would have been a weird mess of a thing. As I try to put this back. So, yeah, that's essentially it. So, the main combination we're going to do with Condor is that you're actually going to need Elephant and Tiger, because of the fact this is a retool off of Gorilla. So, take, you know, just essentially do like your form in Jewel Wild, and then just simply fold these out. You're still going to need those out. Take the Condor Sword. I don't even think it's a sword. And essentially, like, it's kind of like a hybrid, essentially, as I think I said that. Like, you form this the same way as you do with Gorilla, but, you know, instead of pegging something to the back, you just slide this down. And this is literally it. Condor Wild. Which, it, okay, this looks pretty poor. Let me, there. So, this one is, like, pretty neat, for sure. It doesn't have weapons. Again, you can just shoot the hands off. Just because, obviously, Condor Wild was, a mech that the main bad guy used, because he took over Tiger and Elephant and made this. So for what, I guess for how little it actually did, it's still pretty neat. I really like the chests overall. Like, the chest, I think, is like probably the highlight, and I think what honestly just kind of defines it as its own. Even though, like, again, the head the head is like, very, it's essentially, the same as Gorilla. You can still, obviously, like, just comparing them, like, obviously the faces are different and such, but you can obviously still clip this to here. It looks odd now, but just because that's not what I really associate Condor with. Again, I apologize if this is just not centered well. But the thing I actually like doing is that, just because it's technically fine doing that, because it's not like the King Sword that it actually goes through all the way, so what I actually like doing is just taking Crocodile and Wolf just giving it to Condor, because technically then you can have 3 mechs standing next to each other. Even though, like, I kind of wish this actually did happen, because I think this is like a neat, like, this, because I guess this could be like Tosai Condor, something like that. Because, oh gosh, this thing fell out. Whoops. Like, I like how, I just like being able to essentially take, like, your extras and putting them together. Like, I kind of wish this was the movie form, if I had to be honest. Or the movie mech. But then, like, Misato didn't even show up until, like, halfway through the movie. But he at least had presence. Unlike most 6. But, yeah, other than that, I guess I should just take it off like that. Yeah, I forgot that's a flaw. Crocodile's issue is that because its hinge is, like, part of the transformation, it's kind of like, man, yeah, Crocodile's weird. But yeah, again, to just form it back into its animal mode, it's pretty simple. There's, like, before we actually finish this, I should probably actually note several things, because I forgot to. Obviously, the violet here is a lot lighter. My camera's just making it a lot more blue. My camera right now is just making it look blue. I apologize. I should probably mention this also. You cannot use this for combinations, or you cannot, like, not like that. You cannot use this as a substitute for Gorilla and Wild Zyuohger, because I can show this. He actually doesn't have, Condor doesn't have a connector to Tiger, unlike Gorilla, because they, you can tell, like, it just kind of sits in there. It's because they got rid of the connector in between here. It's just empty space here. I don't know why they decided to do that, but it's interesting for sure. However, you can use Condor as a substitution for Gorilla, or you can actually use both of these for Wild Tosai King. because you can have Condor in the back while Gorilla's at the front. You can't put Condor at the front because of these fins. So I think that's pretty, like, you can still obviously substitute it like that way because these clips here. But overall, I do recommend Condor. It's a fun extra one and a really unique for movie exclusives because of how they actually went, like how they actually proceeded. Because typically, like it's really interesting. They decided to take, you know, a cube that wasn't like flight based and made it flight based somehow. Like that's just really interesting because it's just like you would have expected it just to be a retooling off of Cube Eagle, but I'm really happy they didn't really go for that. And the fact that they actually incorporated the sword within within the mode is also really cool. Now, also when I'm looking at this, it's weird that its feet is above it, but let's just ignore that. I forgot. Like I just remembered this too. Technically, this can technically be used in a combination with Wild Tosai King because it becomes the Condor Sword. I think that's where I got Condor Sword from, because literally like so like it doesn't have a handle obviously, but essentially like it's just Wild Tosai King just holding this as a sword. You can't do that obviously, but that's technically its only combination with everyone else. It's essentially acts like a cube weapon. But I will just say like this one will be a bit harder to obtain because of the fact it is a movie exclusive and it might be more expensive. I luckily got this off of a sale. So yeah, that'll have to do with this review. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.